Picture a truly dark era in human history. Nightfall didn't just mean it was time to hit the hay. It brought the very real, terrifying threat of apex predators. Survival was absolutely not guaranteed. Staying alive required constant, unwavering vigilance, because every little rustle in the bushes could mean life or death. A group's ability to react collectively was really their only true defense against the creatures lurking out there in the shadows. Long before human language. Right, so think about it. Before humans could communicate with words, our ancient ancestors had to rely on unspoken biological alarms to stay alive in this incredibly dangerous world. I mean, shouting "watch out" or trying to verbally coordinate a group just wasn't an option. Making sudden loud noises would literally just ring the dinner bell for the exact predators they were trying to hide from. Instead, early humans had to depend entirely on silent visual cues. They needed a way to instantly communicate a change in their physical state across an entire group, all without making a single sound. And this is exactly where the contagious yawn stepped in as a total game changer for survival. Imagine the tension of this scenario for a second. You're sitting around an ancient tribal campsite. First, you observe a sudden, dramatic yawn from someone across the fire. Instantly, and I mean the very millisecond you see or hear it, your eyes send this urgent, unavoidable signal deep into your brain to begin a copycat sequence. It happens in a fraction of a second. You don't consciously decide to yawn, your body just violently takes over. It's an unstoppable physical reflex triggered entirely by observation, setting off this urgent chain reaction that ripples through everyone present.
Now, this entire sequence is powered by mirror neurons, which are specialized brain cells that basically act as a mental copycat machine, forcing the physical mimicry of an observed action. When you see that yawn, these specialized cells force your brain to physically mimic the action to ensure group safety. And you know what the most fascinating part of this whole thing is? This copycat machine activates even if you aren't tired at all. It's a deeply rooted empathy mechanism that completely overrides your own physical state just to put you perfectly in sync with the person you're watching.
But here is the fascinating catch: a complete stranger versus a close friend or family member. This empathy mechanism is highly, highly selective. We don't just mimic anyone who happens to be breathing near us. Science actually shows that you are far more likely to catch a yawn from a close friend or family member than you ever are from a complete stranger. Which is wild, right? This proves we actively mirror the emotional and physical states of the people we actually care about. Your brain is constantly scanning the environment, recognizing your in-group, and selectively syncing up your biology with those specific individuals to protect the family unit. So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that catching a yawn from a loved one does so much more than just copy a breathing pattern. It's the ultimate subconscious social bonding mechanism. It strengthens deep, deep social bonds. When you catch that yawn, your brain is silently screaming, "I am connected to you, I feel exactly what you feel, and we are in this together." It's like this beautiful, invisible thread of empathy that weaves a family or a tribe closer together, ensuring that they operate not as vulnerable, isolated individuals, but as a deeply connected, unified front. Okay, but empathy is only half the story. Let's look at the physical defense side of things. Think about how this progresses. First, when a tribe was hiding out, stressed in a stuffy cave or facing a high-pressure situation, their brains would actually heat up. And a hot brain slows down reaction times, which is a fatal vulnerability. So second, that first yawn acted as a natural cooling system, drawing in a massive rush of cool air. Third, that instantly lowers the brain temperature of the yawner. And finally, by catching that yawn, the rest of the group cools their own brains down in rapid succession. This biological domino effect causes collective alertness to spike instantly, ensuring the whole tribe was suddenly sharp and ready to defend against predators together. And by utilizing this exact biological domino effect, tribal leaders manage group unity in just a brilliant way. The leader's biological signal, a yawn from the head of the tribe, wasn't a sign of boredom. It was a powerful command. It synchronizes the group's internal clock. If danger was near, it sparks absolute alertness against nighttime predators. If it was safe, it signals a collective readiness to sleep. It basically keeps the community united. The leader ensured that everyone transitioned into the exact same physical state at the exact same time, keeping the group perfectly alert and safe together. Now, obviously today we're dealing with the modern empathy echo. We no longer hide from apex predators in caves, thank goodness. But our modern world of urban living and smartphones hasn't erased our biology. This ancient survival instinct remains alive in us right now as a deeply rooted biological leftover. When you're sitting in a quiet office and a yawn travels across the room, it is not just a sign that the meeting is running way too long. You are experiencing the exact same empathy echo that kept your ancestors alive. It's literally a prehistoric pulse of survival echoing through our modern routines.
entirely unchanged by the thousands of years of civilization separating us from that tribal campsite. In fact, this empathetic ripple effect is so deeply hardwired into our biology that it even crosses species boundaries. Look at this. Dogs catch yawns from their owners as a sign of deep emotional connection. If you have a dog, they can actually catch yawns from you. And it doesn't happen with strangers, just with the humans they're bonded to. It serves as a profound sign of emotional connection with our pets. I mean, it is just incredible to think that this ancient social bonding tool is so powerful it allows entirely different species to physically sync up and share a moment of deep subconscious empathy. So that brings us to one final thrilling question. Does every contagious yawn prove our minds are all secretly wired together? The next time a yawn ripples through your room, please don't just write it off as exhaustion or boredom. As you feel that unstoppable reflex kick in, realize you aren't just tired, you are actively participating in a beautiful ancient echo of our shared human survival. You are proving that beneath it all, we are still a tribe, inextricably linked by the very primal pulse that kept us alive.